I wanted to just kind of go through some of the lecture notes that we had just to make sure that we're on the same page. So, really quick, we define force in class, and it's really simple for us. It's just going to be a push or a pull. And this is kind of stupid, but I'm going to say that acts on something. I don't know how you could have a push or a pull in it and not do that. So we actually watched three videos, if you remember. We watched the martial arts blooper video, which there's a link to here, and there's actually a second video from Jackass. I really like those videos in particular. You know what? In fact, why don't we just go here to the Jackass video really quickly and take a quick peek. So as you'll recall, and they'll show you this in slow motion, he gets knocked over, and if you notice, the hand stops before proceeding through. And what we actually realized as a result of watching these two videos is that forces actually happen in pairs. So if you notice, he got hit and fell, but the hand stopped too. And I actually just want to make that note. So he got hit and fell, but the hand stopped too. And what this actually led us to conclude is it's called Newton's third law, but we like writing it first, at least I do, because I think it kind of illustrates a very important point about forces even before we talk about what they do. Namely, that forces always happen in pairs. If A pushes or pulls B, B pushes and pulls back on A. And I want to make one more point, which is these pairs of forces are called third law pairs and require two objects. And then what I wanted to look at in this next little example here is I wanted to jump straight into the example that they love using when they talk about Newton's third law that always confuses everybody. So we want to actually apply Newton's third law to one of the trickiest situations that we look at in physics, namely a book resting on a table. Now this seems pretty simple because we have a normal force pointing up and we have the force of gravity pointing downwards. And actually, I'm going to write the force of gravity a little bit differently. I'm going to call this N. And the force of gravity I'm going to write as W in this particular situation, which we'll look at in a little bit. Now, the question we ask is, what is the third law partner to the normal force? And what is the third law partner to the weight force? And if you're like everybody else, what you want to answer is, oh, well, the normal and weight are third law partners to each other. But we have a problem. Third law pairs require at least two objects, and we've only got one object's free body diagram right here. So in the next video, we're going to actually talk about what the third law partners are.